What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this is where we talk about the news that happened over the last week in the scale world of RC. We're in the middle of the summer, but we've got a handful of stories for this week, so let's jump right into the topics. First, we're going to start out with a couple that I actually missed from last week. RC4WD released two new 1.9 tires. First is the Patagonia, which I believe this one is just a new size of a 1.9 from what they had previously released. It's very similar in scale to the full-size tire that they're replicating, as of course, but the other one that they released is the Thornbird. They're a fairly odd looking tire, and they've got kind of a funny reputation in the full-size world as well. But if you want that on your scale rig, now you've got that option. I'll put links to both of those in the description below. A number of weeks back, we showed an MST monster truck that they were going to release, and it kind of had a Toyota style body with an Ivan Stewart-esque theme on it. And it looks like that now MST is going to release that on their little CMX platform, which is a short wheelbase, tiny tire 1.9 setup. The body looks pretty good on that platform. It's got a nice small tire size. Everything kind of fits. That CMX platform I've owned in the past. It's a good base for just a basic scale rig. It doesn't have a lot of performance in any way though. It's got a very high motor and a servo on axle, and the steering is kind of lacking, and just clearances in general pretty small. But it's just a very basic truck. But the materials in general are of decent quality just based on MST's background. This is called the CMX TH1 kit. If you're interested in that, again, link in the description below. For you square body GM fans, JConcepts is releasing a 1982 GMC pickup body. This is made for 12.3 inch wheelbase scale rigs, so made for popular platforms. Hopefully the size and general detail of it looks pretty decent. This is an 8-inch wide body, so it's going to be a very full-bodied look. This is fully licensed as well, so it's got all the appropriate decals on it. Again, you square body GM guys, I'm sure, are going to be all over this. And then there was a little bit of a leak of information from Tamiya, and that is that it looks like they're going to be releasing a CC02. The CC01 has been around for I don't know how many years. It seems like forever. I don't know exactly when the first release of that was, but up to this point, we actually haven't seen any photos, just the word that it's going to be released. If you're not familiar, the previous CC01 was an independent front suspension with a solid axle rear. It was one of the very early solid axle rear vehicles that I really remember people turning into scale rigs, so it will be interesting to see which way they take this. I don't have high hopes of a highly scale, realistic style RC coming out from them. I think that it's probably just going to be another pan chassis with the transmission kind of integrated into that, and a very similar, or if not the same, rear axle, and probably or maybe possibly some sort of update to the steering in front. But I don't really expect much else out of Tamiya for that. They don't really do these big sweeping upgrades, it seems, to these platforms. So seeing a CC02 is kind of surprising to me. My favorite comment from one of the threads that I was reading about this was saying that they're only releasing a CC02 so that they can re-release a CC01. Either way, pretty interesting. Hold our breath, see what it looks like. I never actually owned one of the original CC01s. It was always one that I would had thought about, or here and there. They had some fairly cool looking bodies, and it was appealing in general, but at the same time, they just, they didn't have great components in them, and you could make cool looking scale rigs, but they weren't something that was likely going to perform how I was looking to drive one, so it just didn't seem like a great fit, and I just kind of always held me back. But still, always that close. So maybe if this one's good enough, it will join the likes of my dancing rider herd on the Tamiya shelf. And that's about it for actual scale news this week. Again, we're in the summer, it's light on news, so we're just kind of, hanging on through the summer, kind of getting through those hot months, and I've been recouping from Axial Fest still trying to catch up a little bit here and there. Looking forward to the next events coming up though. The ASD, Autism Awareness event, is coming up very soon. I only have a couple of weeks to go before attending that. This week, with the release of that JConcepts square body GM, I was thinking about, again, kind of that age-old question we've seen a million times of what bodies do you wish were out? And I'm gonna list the 3 that I wish were most out. 2 of them are Jeeps. I'm a big Jeep fan, obviously, but one of them is actually a Toyota. My number 1 body that I wish was released is a CJ8 Scrambler in a way that, you know, was proportioned well and gave us a good base to make, you know, a nice looking scale rig off of. I'm talking Lexan bodies for the most part because that's the most common. Hard bodies would be cool, but not something I build with all that often, even though it's something I feel like I should probably get into a little bit more. So a CJ8 is probably the top of my list. Just down from that, I'd love to see an FJ45 in a cool style, you know, maybe even Power Wagon style with the separate cab and bed. I think that would be fun. And lastly, kind of probably a cliche at the moment, but it would likely be the new Jeep Gladiator. That vehicle itself is on my wish list. I'm holding myself back saying I'm gonna wait for a diesel version, but you know, for now, I'm just gonna hope for an RC body to kind of tide me over. And again, with that one, separate cab and bed would be awesome. So list the ones that you would like to see most. Again, I know I'm a Jeep fan and everyone gets sick of Jeeps, but I still like them and I still think there's plenty to go around that they haven't made yet. And as an honorary mention, I'll throw out a Dancing Rider body that's kind of styled after like a Reliant Robin. I know a Reliant Robin doesn't lean like that, but you know, come on. So drop the ones that you'd like to see in the comments below. So anyway, guys, hope you have an awesome rest of the week. Hope you're getting through these hot summer months and still getting out and playing with the trucks. As always, thanks for watching. Again, hit the like button if you enjoy these videos. Subscribe if you're not already. Hit the notification bell so you see the videos as soon as they get uploaded. We'll see you next Tuesday for the Scale News update again. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.